Hi, wherever you may be, and it's time for my next video. We're sitting in the back of my 2019 Dodge Ram 1500. The camper shell that you're seeing above my head is going to be replaced with a brand new one. This one's just a loaner. But aside from all of that, this video is going to be about how I started in van life, and at one point I had no choice. In 1985, I was in a severe motorcycle accident where my left lower leg and heel were crushed. They repaired it, and I went on to live my life. The last 18 years, I was a security officer on the Strip. Well, I started having discomfort in my ankle, and I started watching videos on van life, living in a trailer, living in a truck, and even living in a car. So I chose a van. And how I came about that is I sold my mobile home that I was living in, because I knew if I didn't get disability, I wasn't going to be able to afford it. And if I got disability, I didn't know if I was still going to be able to afford it. So I purchased a van and equipped it with basically everything I thought I would need. And you know, as nomads, whether you're part-time, full-time, that needs change constantly, and you're constantly rearranging. But what I did is I made a list of my priorities, and to get the stuff that I needed to get me started, that I could live in my van without a sticks and bricks home. So the first thing I basically bought was this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Jackery Explorer 300, and this is the original one that I bought in 2021. So my first priority was power. And my second priority was a refrigeration so I could keep my food cold, which my refrigerator's not out here. In fact, there's nothing in here, because once the new camper shell gets here, then I will equip it with everything. I bought an IceCo dual zone refrigerator. And yes, that Jackery did run it. What I would do is, like, before I went to bed, I would plug it into my cigarette lighter in my van, and I would give it a brief charge so it would make it through the night, which it would have anyway, even if I hadn't have done that. And the next thing I wanted on my list was something to cook on. Well, that I already had. I had a Coleman single burner stove, which was just fine. Could provide heat and could provide cooking for my food that I was going to need. And the next thing was water containers, and something that I could put water in, like a sink or something, so I could wash up, wash whatever dishes I might have, etc. So I went out and on Amazon I got a couple of 3-gallon water containers, which was just fine. The next one was sleep. So this is where it gets unique. Bob Wells did a video on me in my van. One of the reasons, because he liked my sleep system. I had taken my van and I got a mattress, a twin mattress, turned it lengthwise or sideways near the back of the back of the van where the double doors are or were. And I used 2 metal frame rails from, you know, the old type bed frames. And I'd put one on one side, and then I put a piece of plywood in between to make the platform. And as far as the legs go, I used jack stands that were adjustable. So if I was a little off on my rig and I was tilted toward my head, you can't sing downhill. So I put the jack stands under it and balanced it out just perfect. I equipped it with containers so I could put stuff in underneath the bed, and it worked just fine. Now, the one thing that not everybody thinks of, but I think of strange things, I went out and purchased a light on Amazon that's actually a bug zapper too. You can find these on Amazon. It charges right here. I don't know if you can see that because of the sun. Charges right there, USB cable. You can hang it by the hook. This part is the regular light right around here. This part in the green is actually the bug zapper. So you're always going to have bugs wherever you go, and they're going to get into your rig. You try to do the best you can to take care of them, but you're not going to get all of them. So I would charge this light, and I would then hang it up like if there was something here to hang it with, I'd hang it right here and I'd turn it on and it would be purple and it would attract the bugs and take care of them. So I got that to start. Now, once I got on the road, I'd lived in Vegas all my life, so this was kind of a godsend. And I just went to see as much things as I could. I went to Big Bear. I went to several places in Utah. I got to see some things that I hadn't seen in a while or I'd never seen. So if you're contemplating living in a vehicle, whether it be part-time, full-time, or just camping, make yourself a list of what you yourself will need and put that in your rig. Always have a first aid kit. Always have a fire extinguisher. If you got a propane heater, make sure you have carbon monoxide detectors. And don't sleep with it on. That's one way to ask for a fatality, and we don't want that to happen. I had fishing poles I put on each side of the rails, tackle box in case I needed to catch my own food. So this video is, I guess, running a little bit long. So I wanted to let you know there are going to be further videos on my truck build as I get my new camper shell and then I start putting my items in here. This is an 8-foot bed of a Dodge Ram 1500 2019, so I got room. I'm going to try my bed different ways. I'm going to try it this way, and then I want to try it this way to see which works best. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will be seeing you again very soon. Thank you, and be safe.